Hello and welcome. Let's discuss this question which has come in the GS3 Mains of 2025. The question is regarding cropping pattern. Let's see the question. The question is, explain the factors influencing the decision of the farmer on the selection of high value crops in India. So we have to tell the factors which will decide whether a farmer will go towards high value crops or not. So I need to tell those factors which will decide whether a farmer go towards high value crops in India. First is we need to tell the factors why he would go towards high value crops, and we also need to tell those factors why he would go for a specific high value crop. So we'll discuss those factors in the question, in the answer. First let's discuss the context of the question, that why this question has been asked. Look, this question of high value crops or I would say going towards high value crops, it is a static question because cropping pattern, it has been mentioned in the syllabus. If you see GS3 syllabus, it's mentioned crops and cropping pattern. So you should expect a question on cropping pattern almost every alternate year. There was a question last year also regarding millets. So cropping pattern is important. If we see the analysis of the question, then the question is of moderate difficulty level. It's not a straightforward question. Why not straightforward question? Because the selection of high value crops, you won't find this content, that what are the factors deciding for a farmer to go towards high value crops. You won't get this content in your reference book. You won't get it in the class notes. You won't get it in newspaper. You won't get in monthly magazine. So you'll have to apply your mind. That's most important. It's the application based question. But the question is not that difficult that you cannot answer it. Like if you use your mind little bit in the examination hall, you will be able to get the answers. You will be able to get the factors responsible. So it is a application based question and it is very, very specific about high value crops. Now let's move to the structure of the question. Like how would the answer go? What will be the pattern of the answer? So first we'll start with the introduction. In introduction, we can give definition or we can give data. What definition, what data will give, we'll be seeing it in the answer. Then we'll have to tell the factors responsible, factors which will decide whether a farmer goes towards high value crops or not. Then they haven't asked about government initiatives. The examiner hasn't asked what are the government initiatives to encourage high value crops, but still we'll just mention one sentence. And then in final way forward or conclusion, we can connect it to doubling farmers' income. Okay. Sorry. Now let's discuss the answer. So in introduction, we can give the definition of high value crops. So we can say that high value crops are those crops which gives high return to the farmers per hectare. Those crops which give more returns per hectare to the farmers, that they are called high value crops. Example, fruits and vegetables, flowers, spices, medicinal plants like aloe vera. All right. So they are high value crops. So we can give the definition of high value crops. Other alternative introduction is we can also give a data. So in data, we can tell about high value crops that they are occupying only 14% of agricultural land, but they contribute 33% to agricultural GVA. So that actually shows that why they are high value crops. They're just like providing 2.5 times of their land. So they are like on 14% agricultural land, contributing 33% to agricultural GVA. We can also give this data that productivity of high value crops is 12.5 tons per hectare, but the productivity of food grains is just 2.5 ton per hectare. So productivity of high value crops is 6 times the productivity of food grains. So this can be the introduction. Let's now move to the body part. Let's understand the factors which would decide. So first factor will be related to market and profitability. Related to market and profitability. So Why would a farmer go towards high value crop? First is it will focus on demand. If there is a demand, he would go. For example, if there is a demand in domestic and global, if there is an increase in domestic and global demand, then the farmer would surely go towards high value crops. Example, turmeric, a medicinal plant. Its demand has increased by 450% since 1951. It's not demand, sorry. The area under turmeric has increased by 450% since 1951 because the demand has gone up. Area under this has gone up because the demand has gone up. Similarly, second factor is, and in the market and profitability, second factor is profitability. For example, we'll see which crop is giving more profit. So high value crops, they give more returns 3 to 4 times per hectare. We have seen it. Productivity is more, right? Therefore, the return is 3 to 4 times more, 3 to 4 times per hectare more as compared to cereals. Example, farmers in Andhra Pradesh are cultivating tomatoes. They do not go for wheat because the returns are more. So this is regarding market and profitability. Now let's see the other factors. So if the government is giving MSP, then the farmers may go towards high value crop. For example, Kerala government is giving MSP for fruits and vegetables. Central government doesn't give MSP for fruits and vegetables, but Kerala government is giving. So farmers in Kerala are going towards high value crops. Then, if there is a food processing plant or there is a cluster development, then the farmers can go for high value crops. For example, there is a mega food park called Srini Mega Food Park in Andhra Pradesh. And due to this coming of mega food park, farmers in Chittoor district and Andhra Pradesh, they are cultivating fruits and vegetables. So if there's a food processing plant nearby, then the farmers would go towards high value crops. Then the farmers would also see if there is export potential or not. So if there are certain crops for which there is export potential, there is demand globally, then the farmers may go for that crop. Example, floriculture. Floriculture is, government is encouraging floriculture purely as a export dominated sector. Then other factor is productivity. For example, farmers would go towards those fruits and vegetables which are high yielding variety. For example, there is a FPO in Sahyadri in Maharashtra. And the Sahyadri FPO, it has introduced a new type of grape variety, Era grape variety, which it has got from California. And this Era grape variety, it has a high yield. Therefore, farmers in this area, they're going towards cultivation of grapes, that too Era grapes. Then next is about land holding. Next factor is about land holding. How does land holding come into picture? If there is a small farmer or there is a marginal farmer, then these farmers, they have lesser resources. They have land constraints. They need to go for subsistence farming. At the same time, they also try to get more, they try to earn more income. So therefore, the small and marginal farmers, they will grow only those high value crops which are short duration, so that they can cultivate these high value crops. At the same time, they continue with their staple crops and of wheat and rice. For example, floriculture is actually done by 90% of floriculture is being done by marginal and small farmers. Large farmers are not into floriculture. Only 10% of farmers into floriculture are large farmers. But 90% of farmers are small and marginal farmers. And large farmers, they generally go for long duration high value crops. Example, oranges. Next factor is water availability. So if water is available, then the farmers may go towards those high value crops which are water intensive. For example, water rich states, example Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu. The farmers of these two states, they are going towards banana because banana is a water intensive crop. At the same time, farmers of semi-arid areas, example Vidarbha, the area is semi-arid, therefore the farmers are not going towards banana, they're going towards grapes, and that too they're cultivating through micro-irrigation. Let's move to next factor. Next is socioeconomic and lifestyle factor. We can add this in the demand part. If the demand is increasing, we can put it separately also. So how socioeconomic conditions and lifestyle factors are impacting this? You see this. Now there is a shifting of food preference. Why there is a shifting of food preference? Because urbanization is happening, increase of global increase, there is an increase in disposable income, people are becoming health conscious, therefore the demand of nutritious crops is increasing. For example, people are now preferring berries, nuts, quinoa, avocado. People had never heard about them, but now people are consuming them, and as people are consuming them, farmers are producing them. Similarly, there is influence of global trends and social media. For example, people may see on social media, on Insta, that people of other countries are consuming exotic crops like kiwi, like pomegranate, like avocado, like quinoa. So the demand of these type of crops, exotic crops, is increasing in India. Therefore, farmers of Himachal and Tamil Nadu are now growing kiwi and pomegranate. Then next, climate suitability. That's the most important, that we'll be growing high value crops only in those areas in which we have suitable climate. For example, saffron, it will be grown only in Kashmir, it will not be grown in Andhra Pradesh. Tea will be grown in Assam, West Bengal, makhana will be grown in Bihar, walnut will be grown in Kashmir. So climate also is factor which decide moving towards high value crops. So these are the factors which would decide whether a farmer would go towards high value crop or not. Then the examiner hasn't asked, but we'll just write a single sentence about government initiative. The government has brought initiatives like Purple Revolution for increasing the cultivation of lavender. It has brought a saffron mission for increasing the cultivation of saffron. And these are high value crops. And then in way forward, we can tell that high value crops, they promote agripreneurship, means farmers, they get into business type of agriculture. Agripreneurship, they provide better returns to the farmers. Therefore, high value crops can help in doubling farmers' income. At the same time, high value crops, they promote environment stability because they encourage crop diversification and moving away from the vicious cycle of wheat and rice. So with this, we complete the discussion of this question. If you want to get GS mentorship from subject expert faculties, then Neenv IAS is bringing a program on GS mentorship where we'll have subject expert faculties. For example, I'll be taking Indian economy, Ravi Pathak sir would be taking polity, Rajdeep sir would be taking geography. So we'll have subject expert faculties taking GS mentorship for you. You can enroll over there and you'll be able to find the difference what it brings to your preparation. Thank you.